That's kind of the point of him in the first Star Wars movie. When they meet him, he's just a shitty, selfish guy who's all about money.
And I want him to be like, I don't give a shit about anything. Guess what? Today, I still don't.
You want Training Day where Denzel wins.
I do. I want him to, like, I want that story where he took Chewbacca around. You better smoke this shit. You think I'm self-centered, conceited, full of ego? I am. But every now and then I do think about you. We're going to give you a $10 gift card. That's right. If you buy 2 items at regular price, then we give you a $10 gift card up until February 14th. That's our way of showing that we love you. Happy Valentine's Day. The Super Bowl, they dropped so many trailers, so many teasers. And as I said, they dropped a whole movie. And I like the way they dropped one trailer that everybody said they ain't gonna do that. Yeah, we've been waiting. They got people to wait so long, people just gave up.
True.
They said that Millenium Falcon ain't gonna ever get it.
Yeah, still in the shop.
Yeah,
it's up on blocks.
Yeah, it's up on blocks. Yeah, yeah, that shit ain't gonna ever get here, man. I'm gonna call it Uber. And lo and behold, that was like the third quarter, I believe. Mm-hmm. The Millenium Falcon came swooping in.
Just like in the Star Wars movie.
And everybody's like, oh shit, wait a minute, that ain't Han Solo. I don't know who that boy is. Yeah, a lot of people were mixed about the Han Solo trailer that dropped. When I say mixed, that's almost a good thing. Because people, they gave up so much hope that they said that, you know what, we believe in everything we're hearing right now. It's going to be a piece of shit.
That's all Star Wars is. It's hope if you don't have that.
Yeah. There was no new hope, right? Everybody said, I'll give up on this. Yeah, no, I'm not even excited about it no more, you know. I'll do it. If it comes out, I'll see it when I see it. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the full trailer, because they put out a teaser that night. And then they said that's the teaser for the trailer that's coming out the next morning. Finally came out this morning. We're going to take a look, and we're going to have a discussion on, is it the disaster that everybody says it's going to be, or is there really hope for this? Let's take a look at Solo, a Star Wars story.
Thought we were in trouble there for a second, but it's fine.
Oh, they got the whole gang there and some new faces. Oh, this don't look so bad. Well, you know what? Before I say anything, let me go ahead and start off with some positivity right here. Because looking at it, I'm going to say that, does it look like the disaster that people are expecting this to be? Some people already gave. I already read reviews, and the movie ain't even out. Some people already said this is bullshit.
This movie I haven't seen sucks.
Yeah,
Signed porno, Chris.
Somebody actually said before seeing the movie that Han Solo deserves much better than this. I'm like, did you build a time machine or something? Because I don't know anybody that's seen the movie yet. The trailer ain't even out.
Right.
Teaser ain't even out. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, does it look like a disaster? No, it looks competent. And I will even say the look of it. Let's just go by the look. I like the look because it has that more classic Star Wars look. Got more dirt on it.
It does.
It's more Rogue One than Force Awakens or Last Jedi that I'm seeing right there. I would say that if there's anything that I get some vibes from that were from Last Jedi that some parts I didn't like, or even, God forbid, the prequels, they had what looked like a club scene in there. And even then, that doesn't seem like it's obnoxious.
They might get it right this time.
Yeah.
Was this the 4th attempt?
Because some people were complaining, I'm being one of them, they were saying that, that ripped off stuff that we have on Earth. And I was like, well, Star Wars had a bar. So they can get it right, taking things from our planet, Earth, and getting it right.
I think for the most part, it does have that old Star Wars look. To be completely honest, I'm not a fan of it seems a little muted. Like everything seems kind of gray and dark blue, which again is a Star Wars theme. But I think for today's day and age, you probably want to add a little bit more color in there. We complain about that all the time in multiple movies. But that one scene that you showed right there with the casino scene, I was like, all right, this one actually looks like it will be a pseudo realistic one in this world. Because anytime we go to like these cantinas, like there's dirt and shit everywhere. You're like, all right, who's eating and drinking in this? This is terrible.
Yeah.
And then you get to the one that we had in the Last Jedi, where it was basically just they took Vegas and put it on some kind of other planet or moon or wherever they were. But with this one, it seems like, all right, It seems like it's in Cloud City or something like it, and it's
That's true. Cloud City was pretty clean.
yeah, it was clean. It looks nice. People are actually listening to the music and not fighting and shooting at each other. So it's like, all right, this looks like an actual spot that would exist in this universe. So I think that's pretty cool. But I mean, it's hitting a lot of the same notes that I feel like you compared it to Rogue One. I think it looks very similar to that.
This dude back here is like, I hate my job. This little frog back here.
Oh, Krang.
Yeah, like my job is just being a jar of piss all day. What about you, Gertz? I know you're pretty hard on these things. Actually, no, you love Star Wars.
I am a Star Wars fan, and I like that everything looks dirty. Like, I like that part of it. Like, Rogue One did that well, too. One thing I did notice, though, with the exception of that one scene that looked like it could be, like, at a club, there's, like, a blue filter in all of these shots, which is a little weird to me. And that feels a little different than a lot of Star Wars movies.
Because, man, I'm going to sound really... Now I'm gonna sound like a pretentious art asshole. Yeah, it's like, well, I associate the mood of blue with Star Wars, and I do. When I think of Star Wars, blue is a color that pops in my head. Okay. Maybe that's why I associate with
That's fair. I mean, with that one still you had there, and then everything else. I mean, because obviously they're going warp speed right now, so it's gonna be blue all around. Right. Them. And then the other ones, it just seems like they were on a cloudy ass planet, so maybe it just blue there all the time. So hopefully, like like we have in most of these Star Wars movies, we end up planet hopping, and that's what it looks like we do here. So hopefully when the planet changes, the color scheme will change and they'll actually pay attention to it, because this is Ron Howard.
Yeah, it's Ron Howard, but you remember before it was Chris Miller and Phil Lord, but they got kicked out quick.
Who was in between the two of them?
Nobody.
Nobody? Okay.
The janitor. They kept the doorman.
That mouse taking it and giving it away.
I was a little like, well, how's it going to look? Seeing this pushes me over to like, okay, I'm looking forward to seeing this movie, because it's retro, but it is still showing more of the Star Wars world, which is what I want to see in these. Like, hey, besides Tatooine and those few places we go, and Dagobah and all, let's see the rest of the galaxy.
To continue on the positive, I was kind of feeling a way about this, but they got my boy down, Lando.
Oh yeah,
Donald Glover.
I was never concerned about that part.
They got Lando's, not only Lando's, but they got Billy D's vibe down with this, and I love the way that. Because everybody used to call Billy D like a space pimp, and they literally made him a space pimp. They gave him that big ass fur coat, that cape. Yeah, that cape. Yeah, you got a cane under there. You know, he looked like he's going to the pimp council in Black Dynamite. But Black Dynamite, our community. I sell drugs to the galaxy.
Now, is this really all my money?
Yeah, slapping aliens and shit. No, man. You know, I look at this and I'm like, man, he got the vibe down. And I think I saw a Colt 45 in one scene in there.
Man. Well, they got a great series of poster art that they've released with this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've seen it, man. I like what I've seen there with Donald Glover. You know, because at first I saw a little something. I was like, I don't know about that Captain Morgan's black musketeer mustache he got and beard, but I'm like, all right. The more I saw pictures of him, and today I actually went on looking at Billy D. Williams and looking hard. I was like, all right, I can get with this. I like it.
But see, and I'm glad we've had a bunch of positive things to say. But one of the things, I say this about damn near every trailer we get when they come out like this, is we don't really see a lot of character interaction, man. Sure. And that's something that kills me here. Like I want, and then we also really don't understand what the goal is here. Yeah. Like in most Star Wars movies are, all right, I got to figure out I'm going to be a Jedi, or I want to stop this Empire, or I want to stop this, I want to stop that. This one's just like, all right, we're going along for whatever the mission is.
Yeah.
The only problem I have with this is Han Solo.
You know, like, was it Alden
Ehrenreich, yeah.
Alden Ehrenreich, man.
He just has a little bit of this in his voice.
That's the thing with Han. Look, I'm going to give it to you. Does he look like not only Han Solo, but Harrison Ford? You put him in the dark and cock his head a certain way. Yeah, you know, I can see some of it right there. So the look, I mean, you put that 70s feathered hair on him, and it's like, all right, you know, that actually does a lot to sell the young character right there. But you hit it, man. That voice, look, I'm not asking him to sound like a complete mimic of Harrison Ford. You know, I'm just saying that voice is not even Harrison Ford. It's not really anything.
What's that?
And I'm like, okay, that's the most generic ass non-personality having voice.
Well, usually he's probably trying it, because usually his voice, just when he talks most of the time, it's a little bit whiny. It's a little in his nose. So he's probably even controlling it from there.
I feel like the better example is the one at the end when he's like, oh, I thought we were okay. We're okay. And I was like, oh, God, no, don't.
Yeah, because that was a little bit longer. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It lets us hear it all the way, and it's like, all right, you're a little nasally, like Martin said, and you don't have that same charm that Harrison Ford had with Han Solo.
And maybe he's young, so we're letting it slide a little bit. But
he ain't so young that his voice hasn't broken yet.
Yeah, Harrison Ford was not that old for Star Wars.
He's not going through puberty in this. Chewie.
Like, it's gonna be revealed. It only takes place like 5 years before Star Wars. Like, wait a minute.
Like he's 13.
Edge Lord Solo.
Yeah, man. Because you're right. I gotta listen to that one more time. That voice. It's not anything.
Thought we were in trouble there for a second, but it's fine.
Drive,
Yeah.
motherfucker. But I just don't know what to do with that voice. And listen, I feel bad because a few years ago there was a young man that everybody said you need to give it to this guy named Anthony.
Yeah, exactly. A guy named
Anthony. No, it's a guy named Anthony Ingruber.
Han Solo. I'm Captain of the Millenium Falcon. Courier tells me you're looking for a passage to the Alderaan system.
And be like, oh, hell no.
Was he drunk or reading lines?
No, he was sober, and he had those lines memorized. A lot of people just said, yeah, you got to get somebody else because this boy can't act.
It's funny because when we saw him in that movie with Blake Lively where she lived forever, I forgot what the name of it was, and I know you remember you loved that movie.
Yeah.
And seeing him in there, we couldn't get over how, oh my God, this kid looks like Harrison Ford. This is crazy. You got to cast him. And then you see that audition, you're just like, oh, kid, all you had to do was just shut up and just show up, and you would have had the role.
Yeah, maybe they could have had Harrison Ford just read the lines, and you just mouth them, you lip sync them. But that's the thing. Back then, everybody said, "No, man, this boy is a bad actor." Years later, on the internet, acting coach for Alden Ehrenreich. That they were saying that boy can't act either. So it was like, what's the difference at this point? You might as well have hired this guy.
But he can act. I've seen him be good in things. He just maybe he needed coaching to be more Han Solo.
Yeah. I don't, and we don't even know if it's true. What they were talking about.
They said the same thing about Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, exactly. So nobody even knows if that's true. But with this, it was like, damn, it's if that's the case that Alden Aaron Ehrenreich, he couldn't.
What's his name?
Oh, I'm combining those two guys. Like they all become the same person. It's like Jesus, man. This guy looks just like.
I feel like if they would have cast him, it would have been that same situation with that Tupac movie. Like you look like this guy, but you are not this guy.
Okay, so what's this kid's name?
It is Anthony Ingruber.
It's just funny because the guys up for the role are Anthony Ingruber, Alden Ehrenreich, and Ansel Elgort.
Super German.
They're all Nazis.
Boys from Brazil.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about, because you know me, I'm soft on actors, man, because I know it depends on the director, because I've seen too many A-list actors be under a director that cannot direct them. And they've been terrible. Hell yeah, that was a hard life lesson right there. So I'm not going too hard on actors. Alden, Aaron, what's his name?
Alden Ehrenreich.
Adolf Hitler.
Ehrenreich.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that kid too bad, man, until I see the movie. And even then, we just don't know.
Yeah, as much as his voice doesn't sound like Han Solo or Harrison Ford, if they write enough good, funny lines for him, that'll be enough to where we'll be like, whatever.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with the actor. I hardly ever do. I mean, I'll go off if a movie really makes me mad, but it's the character that I have a problem with, because maybe this is why we don't need to know about the backstory of some of these characters.
No, we don't.
We really don't, because now that I'm looking at this, I'm seeing everything that I see in a lot of movies that I don't like. For one, not just the scrappy kid or the scrappy teenager, but the scrappy car stealing teenager.
Trips. Yeah.
Yeah, we see this all the time. If you scrappy in a movie and you a teenager, you stealing cars. Captain Kirk, he was doing Grand Theft Auto when he was like 8. We saw him listen to the Beastie Boys about to drive a convertible off a cliff. I'm just thinking of a few examples. I know there's more. Eggsy in Kingsman, and they always drop out of something. I got kicked out of school. I got kicked out of pilot school. I failed this test. Eggsy, he get kicked out of school in Kingsman. What does he do? He's stealing cars, man. I think even the Red Ranger and Power Rangers, I think even he stole a car at the beginning of the movie.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda. But that's the thing, man. You know, they always show these characters stealing cars because we want to show them being rebels. We want to show them being bad boys, but we don't want them to be that bad. You know, they didn't shoot nobody.
They're mavericks.
Yeah,
within the rules.
Yeah, they didn't beat somebody half to death. They didn't rob anybody except steal a
Insurance
car.
will take care of it. It's a victimless crime.
Yeah, and also it just makes for a cool car chase or action sequence.
Right.
So I'm seeing this. I'm like, okay, you already putting this guy in a category where he's becoming, the more I know about him and what you're doing to him is making him a little less cool than when he was more mysterious to me.
He's cookie cutter now, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, I had this fear when they announced that they were going to do it, especially after The Force Awakens came out. It's like, okay, Han Solo as a character, he's done. His story is super complete. And they fell in the same trap when they tried doing this with Darth Vader years ago.
Yeah.
The character isn't as engaging when we know more about him, just because of the kind of character he is.
But he hates sand.
It gets everywhere. Han Solo is a shady, shitty guy. He doesn't want people knowing a lot about what he does.
Sammy was talking to me about this earlier today. Sammy Gonzalez. He was saying, man, when I pictured Han Solo as a kid, because I said, man, I wish he was kind of a bully. Because he said, yeah, I pictured Han Solo just all being about money.
Yeah.
Like, I can see Han Solo just not ever being a good guy, like just beating the shit out of kids and taking their lunch money.
You might get that.
That was kind of the point of him in the first Star Wars movie. When they meet him, he's just a shitty, selfish guy who's all about money.
Yeah, and that's the point that Sammy made. Like, I don't want to know that this guy was just misguided. I want him to be like, I don't give a shit about anything. Guess what? Today, I still don't. I ain't changed since a kid. And
you want Training Day where Denzel wins.
I do. I want him to I want that story where he took Chewbacca around. You better smoke this shit.
Chewie, what has you done to yourself?
The other thing is the dialogue in here, man. The dialogue lends itself to this character being further something I don't like, because I wish we could just get movies where if you want to tell the backstory of a character, let them just become what we see them. Don't let them project verbally what it is that we know them at now.
I'm going to be a pilot. Best in the galaxy.
You know, like that's fate. All because, oh shit, he's going to become the pilot that we know him as in these movies.
Everybody trying to be Godfather too.
Yeah, there you go, man. It's like, why can't these people just roll into it? Like, one day he's just doing cool shit. Why can't he just want to be a garbage man? You know, like, oh fuck, I'm pretty good at this. You know?
Yeah, just fall into it.
So you want Finn's story?
Yeah, kind of. You know, he just did it. We don't need this whole thing of I knew this as a child. You know, fuck that, man.
Yeah.
You know, he's an asshole. He didn't know he wasn't good at shit. You know, he thought he was going to be doing space MMA, you know, like doing illegal fighting rings and things like that, or he was going to be a thief on the streets.
Right.
And speaking of the streets, that's another thing I don't like. This has turned into a story that I really hate in everything. I already saw this with an animated cat, Oliver and Company.
Okay.
This looks like, I don't know if it's going to be it, but this looks like it's turning into Oliver. You know, it's turning into that kind of shit where there's always some old guy who's leading these kids and they're doing crooked things, and they always have that dialogue. And this is dialogue and everything. I hate that line. I'm getting a team together.
Yeah.
I'm getting a group together. We're going to pull a heist. I don't have any examples, but I feel like I've heard that a lot. And that's what we hear Woody Harrelson.
Especially lately.
Yeah.
Oh, especially lately. Hey, I'm getting a team together. And that's what we hear Woody Harrelson say here.
I'm putting together a crew.
Well, paraphrasing on my part, but you get what I'm saying.
Close enough.
Close enough. I hear that all the time. And what's going to happen? He's pulling together a bunch of scoundrels that, you know, is his team of thieves.
The new Ocean's 11 in space.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
it'll require Han Solo to do something really dirty, like kill a kid or somebody, and that's when he'll be like, I can't do that.
That's what they say about
line.
Chewbacca. That they wanted him to kill Chewbacca, and that's how him and Chewbacca became friends.
Doesn't escape the fact this movie is so unnecessary.
Yeah. You know, I tell you how unnecessary this is. I mean, it's just ruining the mythos for me of everything. And again, I'm not going to try to read too hard into this because I don't know. You know, I have to wait and see. And there are some cool things in this. You know, the new characters they're introducing, look kind of fun. I mean, I don't know who they are, but I like the look. I'm just looking for some of these characters that I'm talking about. Like, I even like that they're in this, like they're bringing in like I'm trying to find some of these characters that they have here. Like, I like that they're even trying to get like a little Pam Grier up in here, little blaxploitation going on right there. Got that sister with that afro. You know, I like that, man. I like that's kind of a cool thing that we haven't really seen in the Star Wars universe as far as introducing new characters. Who is that? Is that who I think it is? Is that Taraji P. Henson?
No.
Okay. Just saying, damn. That's like, yeah, you
She
racist
reminds me
motherfucker.
of your sister.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, with that look, when I saw that look plenty times when I was a kid, I'm gonna beat your ass before Mama gets home. Bring your ass here. The thing that is really getting me down here is that I just love that I don't know what kind of relationship Chewbacca and Han Solo had that got them to be so close. You know, because I'll tell you what I know. Man, I've always seen Han Solo and Chewbacca just being boys, just going out there and just getting their money, doing a job and getting paid. Now in this movie, they got Chewbacca following Han Solo around like a goddamn shaggy dog or a lover. I mean, you looking at this right here, it's like, every time I see pictures of them, you know, Chewbacca got his shoulder, his head on, he got his head on Han Solo's shoulder, and Danny Glover even looking like, I knew y'all were gay.
Donald Glover.
Danny Glover. Well, this is a young Danny Glover right here. Lando looking at them like, yeah, I knew you niggas was gay.
Chewie, call me by your name.
Give me that space peach.
Yeah. Got some Brokeback Planet shit going on right there. What are you gonna say, Martin?
What you say?
Oh, you see that shit? Yeah. And they seem to do that. It's like they really do seem like lovers. I mean, they out there looking at the sunset on the beach, and Chewie's getting all horny and everything. You know?
So tonight's the night, right?
Yeah. I've been working on this for a while.
Oh, maybe he just pushes him off the cliff.
That'd be hilarious.
They out there looking at sunsets and shit. You know, this is man. Like, when did Chewbacca become the bitch in this relationship? Yeah, I mean, that's the vibe I get.
I mean, he didn't get a medal at the end of the movie, so you know.
No, he sure didn't. You know.
And he was even roaring like it was bullshit. Hey! Cut to credits. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Chewie, it's a war. Metal scarce. You know how it is.
Quit that growling. You better get my gun.
Yeah. Give me like some kind of droid or some shit. Give me a medal.
But yeah, they said there's going to be a Western. I love that they hinted at that in the trailer here. You see a scene where you're getting that old-fashioned Western standoff. God,
fighting characters from Destiny.
Yeah. You know, pulling the button off his strap and getting ready to gun some bad guys down, and I like that. I know the only thing, again, that brings us back, that hints that this is something that we didn't need to know about Han Solo. Han Solo, like I said, seems like he should have been a scoundrel his whole life, sort of like an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Because as Sammy was saying earlier today, he said, man, even in Force Awakens, he's not a good guy. He abandoned his family.
Yeah.
Shit, that's why Kylo Ren is fucked up, because Han Solo just ran out on everybody.
Kylo Ren is too fucked up for that, though.
Yeah, Han Solo like, well, you think I left the house?
Yeah. Han didn't help. And when we find Han in The Force Awakens, he doesn't even have the ship. Yeah. He's a fuck up and a half.
They're hinting that, you know, this is not a spoiler. They're hinting at this, that perhaps the reason why he's like he is because he has a broken heart.
It's about Khaleesi dies in this or some shit.
Khaleesi apparently. Amelia Clark.
I can act, I swear.
Anybody got any dragons on them? But she apparently works for the rebellion, or she's part of the rebellion, and she uses Han Solo as an instrument of the rebellion and betrays him, and that is why he's like, man, fuck this,
Fuck the rebellion.
yeah, fuck all y'all. I ain't getting into this at all. Politics, I don't want nothing to do. I'm just getting paid now. It's
be
just you and me, Chewie.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting.
This might be great. We're just looking at things in the trailer, and I'm not saying it's going to be bad. In fact, I'm looking forward to this. I really am. So you know, what we're doing is we're having a talk about, you know, what we see here. It's just a lot, a nice discussion. And like I said, I see things where the reason why I might be critical of that is because, again, that seems like an easy plot device that
It is.
that we've seen a lot of, where you have a complicated character that could probably have a lot more complicated things that makes him who he is. Which, and I'm saying this on the behalf of the people who are saying, this is why I don't want to see a Han Solo movie.
Well, yeah, that, and you're saying he's a complicated character. I feel like Han Solo's not complicated really at all. When in the movies that we have already, not the prequels, you're like, all right, you're about this, you're about that, and everything else is just auxiliary shit. So do what you got to do. This adding to it is just like, all right, whatever.
I think he's not complicated now. What is the thing that happened in his life that made him kind of stick to this point in his life?
And that release date is really shocking.
Yeah,
I was like,
May.
Day?
yeah, I was like, I thought this would be like closer towards the end of the year, like Star Wars usually is.
Oh no. I guess because they announced it early on.
He put up in big gold letters, Memorial
Day. We got
But
that.
Memorial Day is still a pretty huge day.
Well, no, it's a big day,
Just
but
soon.
like it's one, it's soon, and then two, that's right after Infinity War. So
Yeah.
it's like, all right, you kind of putting those back to back. Like, what's your big play for December? Because we always know Disney has something at the end of the year. Something huge.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. I mean, like I said, give everything a chance. Like somebody said, I wish Corey quit being so fair in these trailers. Fuck you, you know. I'm gonna wait and see if it's good, and that'll be. And I hope to be a fan of the film. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Be good.
Yeah. You discipline the movie. You be good now. Now sit your ass down.
I feel like Rian Johnson needs to hear that. I know he had nothing to do with this. Is R2 and C3 showing up?
Yes.
I hope not.
That would
Yes.
ruin this.
I hope not.
That would, okay, let's ask that. What would take this down? Like, you'd be like, why did you do that? Yours was obviously the Death Star. I think C3PO and R2 showing up is ours. Like, is there one that you're like, all right, this ruins this movie? Or like, why is this here?
Nothing instantly comes to mind. Yeah, nothing instantly comes to mind. I don't know. If they do something stupid with Jabba the Hutt, maybe.
Yeah.
Or if they crowbar Boba Fett in there.
Yeah.
Like a tertiary character, similar to R2-D2 and C-3PO, just have no reason to be in this. Now, if they write something for those characters to do, cool. But I don't want just like fan service characters popping up.
Agree with that.
Well, it seems like he has this long relationship with Jabba the Hutt, so
Right.
it's reasonable that he could show up
Yeah.
at some point.
If he shows up and is part of the story, cool.
Yeah.
But if they just like mention him in passing, kind of be like,
Yeah,
you
just throw him in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, take it up a notch. If we really do find out that Han Solo and Chewbacca had sort of a side thing going on the whole time.
Better than sex. Better than Wookiee sex.
like Amelia Clark betrays him.
Or she just walks around like, what the fuck?
no, it's not what you think.
It's a coat. A coat in your ass? Yeah.
It's really warm.
My anus was cold. What do you want to say?